Are we?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know why somebody can say we rewrite the rules. You cannot rewrite the rules.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. We just break them.
You can rewrite anything you want to. We have AI now.
We just think, oh, you did it. First thing on a Wednesday morning, and you really screwed stuff up.
It's that terrible Tuesday.
Tuesday, normally I do nothing. Useless day of the week that holds Monday and Wednesday together. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, but it's going to be a good Tuesday today.
That's right. Not this Tuesday. Not today. Along with our regular news, where we make sarcastic comments about governments, leaders, and especially the dim-witted folks who survived the fall from outer space onto a rocky mountaintop, bounced all the way to the valley, ended up in the bottom of a pond with nary a bit of life in their bodies, but were revived, then thrown onto the shore by the creature from the dark lagoon, only to go out to become the first of the dumb crooks we read about every day.
Dumb crooks every day.
Try to follow that.
No, I was right there with you.
Well, today we have two of the good guys joining us. 3rd District House of Representatives Congressman Dr. Greg Murphy joins us by phone about 7:30ish.
Yes.
During the 7:30 segment, hoping Roswell County's only representation in the North Carolina Senate, Senator Mike Lazzara, will join us in the studio with luck while the congressman is still on the line.
Hopefully.
But he'll be here either way. So we got things to talk with him about as well this morning.
A lot.
And you were just reading me some stuff over there. It is impressive.
I have a list.
So we're going to get into that one this morning a little bit. There's some people that are just nah.
If anybody wants to be pessimistic and negative over this, tell them come see me.
Yeah, nah. So whatever. So without further ado,
is that a further
makes me think. Do you know where that word comes from? Ado. Anyone out there know where ado comes from? I tell you what.
It's a French.
That would mean leave, because there's no one else who can dial your phone fast enough, even if I talk like this.
Here we go.
Before I tell you where I first heard this word used. 10 seconds to dial if you want to do it. If you think you know.
I know.
I know you've already Googled. Even without speed dial, there are 10 digits. 910-333-0139. 10 seconds, 10 digits, and no one made it. So, Lee, where does ado come from?
To God, but its roots are Old French. Its usage history, originally adieu, was said to the party who was leaving, while farewell was used once setting out. Over time in English, it became a general parting salutation, essentially goodbye, influenced by native expressions like God be with ye.
That's the polite thing.
Yes. No, mine is don't let the door hit you.
You've heard like much ado about nothing. This is what I was going to go into. Was the title of William Shakespeare's famous comedy, Much Ado About Nothing. And it's become an English idiom, meaning that a massive fuss or excitement was made over something that was actually trivial or unimportant. So without further So without further unimportant trivial fuss, I'm Rayford Brown, your useless mass of unimportant information, and this is Live and Local Real Talk.
You're confusing. Oh, good morning on this wonderful Tuesday. I'm Lee Barrows.
I'm what?
You're confusing.
My most important product is confusion.
All
Okay,
right.
got it?
All right. There you go. That's good. That's right.
It is a Tuesday. It's the second work day of the week, and nobody's working anyway. What's the difference? It's kind of pretty and hazy outside, but I have already seen, I don't know that it's made it to your email or mine yet because
No, I haven't
it gets
seen
really
it.
slow. No, it hasn't made it yet.
No.
I'll have to go back and relaunch to send you this. I've got some video of the SpaceX when it came across
Yes, I
us
watched that this morning
early
on
this morning.
television. Yes.
Well, we got it from the beach at
Well, on YouTube,
Emerald
yeah.
Isle.
Yes. Yes.
Great looking video. Our ham radio buddy Joe, he shot it. So I'm downloading it, but I got to get that sent via email because doing it via text message takes yesterday and 3 more days to get here. So anyway, I'm getting it up here. We'll have it on our Facebook page here shortly.
We will.
We'll have it on our Facebook page sooner or later, not necessarily shortly.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going on in the world. I guess we got a blockade back on. Trump said that's what we're going to do. Like I never thought it was off, and it shouldn't have been. But
Get your gas today.
You can't trust those guys. Well, this already started going up.
Oh, they said this morning that you expect it to go up even more.
Yeah, well,
But they said get it today.
Get her done. Get her
Get her
done.
done.
Yeah, there you go. I got to go out and buy something. I forgot what it was, but I got to go out and pick up something so we can have for later today.
Yeah,
I know. I remember now.
I have a little over a half a tank, but it's my week for traveling, so I'm gonna
That'll
fill
get you.
it today.
That'll get you from here to about what, Verona?
Better get me further than that. I have pretty good gas mileage in my truck.
Okay. I'm going. You sent a link to a news story on a TV station's website yesterday.
I'm trying to remember.
Now, I
which
know you are, but
story it was.
I will. You might remember. But I read the story. I'm embarrassed. This may have something. There may have something that happened yesterday. That's basically what this story says. It was published on a local TV station's website. I'm not going to call the name of the station, with a date of yesterday at a time of 3:46 p.m. So it was yesterday's date, and the time was listed as 3:46 p.m. at the top of the story.
Right.
A man was mowing his lawn in the morning around 9:30 a.m., according to the report at the Craven County Sheriff's Office. Okay, I'm still going to make the assumption this was yesterday, that he was mowing his lawn.
Right.
He told deputies that he got shot by an unidentified person. By afternoon, the deputies had taken a 14-year-old teenager into custody. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. To summarize what we know from the report, as do you if you follow the local news, is that an unidentified man was shot by an unidentified teenage male person who deputies took into custody. The unidentified man, whose age was not given, was hit by one or more bullets somewhere on his body. The unidentified man could not identify the shooter. He was taken to a hospital for treatment. We do not know the unidentified man's condition. Craven County deputies have taken a teenage person into custody in connection with the shooting of the unidentified man that we are guessing occurred Monday in Vanceboro. The 14-year-old is facing big boy charges that include assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill. He was taken to a juvenile detention facility pending a final date with the judge. Film at 11.
Yeah, I read that story. Well, my very first thought was, who wrote this? My second thought was, you just can't even go out and mow your yard if that's what happened.
Oh, it probably did.
Yes.
They got the kid.
They got
I don't
the
know,
kid, right.
14 years old.
14 too. 14. Man, I better just rev my mower up a little bit. I'm going to be able to need to take off at a moment's notice.
And we scream and holler. Many of y'all scream and holler. It's a shame when law enforcement has to confront somebody like this.
Oh, it
This
is.
14-year-old.
Right.
If he's got a gun, he's pointing it at the police officers and they shoot and kill him. And there is such an outpouring of screaming and hollering and bad cop, bad cop. No, a live cop, a live cop. Because there have been many police officers shot by people who are under 16 years of age, under 12 years of age. But when a police officer shoots back or shoots first,
Yes.
cops are not supposed to, as opposed to a friend of ours who on here said, you're supposed to wait to get shot at before you shoot back. No, you're not.
Huh?
Because if they're a good shot, you're not going to shoot back. Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
Military training, and that was it.
I wouldn't wait. Mm-mm.
I see. I had that problem with the military. They have to wait to get shot at sometimes before they can shoot back. No. The boat's coming straight at my ship, and I see a bunch of armed thugs on board. I do not have to wait to hear bullets zizzing by me to shoot. I see the boat, I shoot.
That's right.
That's my philosophy. The reason I never would have gone very far in the military. That's the way things work. No, that's just not the way things work, y'all. 14-year-old kids, been many a Marine, many a soldier.
Jack Bright.
Many of those people have been killed by teenagers in war zones. You understand that? Or younger than teenagers.
Yes.
Jack Bright, I will cancel the missing persons report on you. Can you handle that for me, Lee? We haven't heard it from him. I thought he was gone.
I talked to him very recently.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you located him? So how is he doing before I ask him?
Doing great.
Jack, are you going to confirm that you're doing great?
I'm doing good.
Great, very good. That's good. Good to hear from you, sir.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be brief. Heard the discussion about person mowing their grass and
Yeah.
getting shot. About 7 or 8 years ago, J.C. Lanier,
Yep.
there at 258 and 53, he had a piece of property that was his garden, and he was mowing his grass.
He's retired
And
police officer at the time.
He was retired, and then he noticed his shirt was completely covered in blood.
Really?
Oh.
I remember something about
And it was a teenager, I think 13 or 14 years old, with a gas propelled pellet gun rifle,
Oh.
and shot him, and he almost bled to death because he was taking blood thinner. And of course he went to the hospital, and they him and saved his life. But
Wow.
the young man was in a mobile home park in the neighboring property, and he was in his tree house, and for whatever reason he shot JC and hit his target, and it was just never determined why he was arrested, but of course he was juvenile and didn't get too much punishment about the case. But it's a sad thing when somebody is on their own property and minding their own business and taking care of their own property, and somebody just out of the blue comes by and decides to take a shot at somebody just for kicks, or just for the heck of it. I don't know. I just don't know about this society today.
I don't either, but it's been going on for a long time, these kinds of things. But Jack, let's talk about the law for just a second, because you're going to have to help me out here. Assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill would normally be filed against somebody like this if they had been using something we call a gun propelled by bullets that were fired by gunpowder, right? But is this pellet rifle considered a deadly weapon?
Yes, it's considered a deadly weapon because it can kill. It can kill if hit in the right place. If someone were to get shot in the eye, then there's nothing there to keep that projectile from entering the brain.
Yep.
And that could kill. So it's considered a deadly weapon.
Well, I know that I don't have a gas-powered one, but, unless you want to consider air gas, which it is, but, I've got one of those pellet rifles. It's made for shooting targets because it's one of those precision things, right? It's heavier than any 22 that I've got. Let's put it that way. And it's, I know that at relatively short ranges, that will penetrate the skulls of varmints out there, because I have dispatched a bunch with it when I was living in Wilmington, outside the city limits.
Well, I have, when my mother-in-law passed away, she had a pump BB gun. It was a regular BB gun, but it was pump. You could pump it up
right
to about 70 pounds. And I have been out target practicing with it. It makes very, very little noise, but it penetrated a can.
Yes, it will.
A metal can, and actually went through completely through one side and out the other side. So I know if that BB had hit a person in the right spot, it would have been considered deadly.
Yeah. Well, I hope this kid, this wannabe murderer,
Really?
I hope he got some kind of his just rewards. Probably not. And his records will be sealed. So it's hard to even find out anything about him, including his name. He's unidentified, with name withheld. I really, when you commit a heinous crime, Jack, I think you give up your right to privacy, whether you're 12 years old or 29 years old. At the time that you commit such a crime, you become an adult. In my world, in the way I think. What do you think?
Well, I agree with that. If somebody commits a crime such as these that we've been talking about, I don't think that should be held in secrecy to the public, because if my neighbor did that and I didn't know about it, or one of my neighbor's kids did that and I didn't know about it, I'd like to know about it, and I'd like to know which person that is so I can be on the lookout for them.
Well, pretty much. And I tell you what, the thing is now, if your adult neighbor of 18 or 19 were to commit a do not touch me crime against a female, guess what he's got to do? He's known forever, because he has to be on a sex offenders list.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway, I'll let you get back to the show. I just wanted to let you know that mowing the grass situation by a neighbor is not an isolated event.
Yeah.
It's happened here.
Goodness.
And it could happen. It could happen to us if we're out taking care of our gardening, or if we're out mowing the grass, or if we're out planting flowers, or if we're out in the yard just walking around. It can happen to us.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, what a time to with the weather like it is. Can't wear body armor.
It's too hot.
I think I would die of a heat
What's
stroke
that
with
rash you have? Is from my
No,
vest?
that's true. That's very true. That I always hated wearing the vest, because it was so cumbersome, and it was so hot, and so much had to be changed just about every day.
Hey, Jack.
So
you should have tried wearing one of them and walking the beach with full uniform and complement of gear, including those black patent leather shoes.
I had one of those.
What
I had
a-
those shoes.
They finally did away with that. They went to shorts during the summertime if you chose. So I'm like, really? Why now after I'm gone?
yeah, we not into like Tim Thomas was saying we're not in the tobacco patch no more, and I don't know how we survived. I just don't know how we survived.
There was no air. Did you ever feel a breeze of a cornfield or a tobacco patch? Did the wind ever blow down there where we were? No.
No, and if it did, you were down below the top of the crop, so
right.
you couldn't get to that.
You wouldn't know.
And I was a left-hand tobacco cropper, and I always was either in front or in back of the guy that was a right-hand cropper right in front of me.
Oh my!
And if there was a lot of dew or a lot of rain or moisture on that tobacco, boy, I got it right in the face.
And it
you throw that tobacco and you throw that leaf under your arm on the other opposite arm, and it throws out a spray, and you got it right in the eyes.
And all that stuff would stick to you like you've never seen before, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Like, especially when most of the time we were all barefooted anyway. We couldn't wear shoes out there.
Well, I had a hard time in any of the fields without shoes on because I don't like the sand. So, all right, sir, you take care.
Thank you, Jack.
Have a good day. I'll be listening when I can.
Okay. Well, we got Senator Lazar coming in a few minutes, and we also have the congressman about 7:30ish.
That's a few minutes.
Good. That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
All right, take care.
Oh, thank you, Jack. Our famous, fabulous, favorite sports editor.
What did he say now?
He wants to. You always know. He wants to know if you're one of those that mows grass at 9:00 in the morning.
No.
Okay.
That you can rest assured of. Number one, I grew up mowing grass when I could not reach the handlebars of the lawnmower. It was an 18-inch push mower, 18 inches wide.
Was that one that just had the blades and no mower, no engine?
I've done that as a semi-adult.
Right.
But no, it was 18-inch cut.
Right.
Not self-propelled, and you had to push it. Now, you know how big this whole place is here?
Yes.
I had to mow it.
Wow.
I had to mow it, pushing it through. I could barely reach the handlebars. So if you see me out in the yard with a lawnmower in my hand, you really need to call and have me committed for an evaluation because I ain't going to do it. Okay, got to do some weather. The Marine and Navy.
I ride. I'm a princess, yard princess. I have to ride.
The Marine and Navy forecast in general for much of North Carolina's coastline calling for a low-pressure system that brought a little variety to the hot, sticky, dangerous heat we endured for over a week to continue moving offshore. Higher winds and challenging seas will impact the area through midweek with southwesterly winds and more traditional conditions as we enter the weekend. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. A chance of showers and thunderstorms today. Wednesday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds around 5 knots, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers will belong to Twiggy tomorrow. You do know that Twiggy was a much sought-after model back in the 60s, right? She had a perfect 36 figure. What is the perfect figure for a woman?
They say 36, 24, 36.
No, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
Well, in Twiggy's case, she was a perfect 36. 12. You just add them together. Thursday, southwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet.
Okay. Today we have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 88. Northeast winds 6 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then becoming clear with a low around 69. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 94 and heat index values as high as 102. And Thursday, sunny and hot with a high near 97. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday are looking at upper 90s. And then Sunday, as it stands right now, we're expecting some good rain to come in. But that's as of today.
Hot.
Things change.
How hot is it going to be? How hot? It's going to be
Hot
so
as Hades.
hot.
Hot as Hades.
Can you cook an egg on the asphalt outside?
People have been known to do it.
Yeah.
I don't waste my eggs.
Well, you can scrape it up and eat it. Just scrape off the
We used to
stuff
have
on the
mail
bottom.
carriers used to go out there and just to make a point. We need overtime because it's so hot, and they
What's
would
that
take
got to
an
do with
egg
it?
and crack it open on their truck to watch it fry.
What's overtime got to do? Is it going to make it cooler?
Um, uh,
That would be hazardous duty pay, and you don't get
But
it.
see, this is what you do. You give safety talks about hydrating and taking it easy and watching the signs of your body and what you need to do. And so right away they're filling out these slips for overtime and they bring them up to you and said, I need an extra hour today. Why do you need an extra hour? We don't have any mail. Mail's very light. Well, you just gave a safety talk that we need to be cautious because of the heat. I'm like,
Don't give a talk. Put it in writing. Read this while you're at the stoplights.
ah.
Another member of the military has died, been killed, the 14th since the war with Iran began in March. The latest is a member of the Navy who died when his helicopter crashed into the Arabian Sea. That was about 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week ago. Others aboard the helo escaped, and they were rescued. The Navy initially reported this as an emergency landing. There are no reports it had anything to do with hostile action. Along with those killed, there have been several hundred servicemen who have been wounded. A large number of those are suffering from traumatic brain injuries. The majority, in fact, according to the DoD. Of the 414 wounded, even with their brain injuries, this is the confusing part, virtually every one of them have been returned to duty. It doesn't say in combat zones, but they have been returned to duty. Of the 414 wounded, almost every one of them is back on duty, somewhere on duty. 7 of the 14 men killed since July were at bases in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Half of all the people that have died during this war were killed in 2 bases, Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, U.S. bases there. Those bases were struck by enemy fire coming from Iran. See, that's what doesn't add up to me. Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, I'm surprised they have not unloaded on Iran. No, the attacks were against us, our troops aimed at our bases in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, but I cannot imagine them not firing back. We didn't, not exactly, but I'm surprised at Kuwait and in Saudi Arabia. They could wipe out Iran, and they don't care. I'm sure that they would just as soon do it as not. 6 more service members were killed when a KC-135 refueling aircraft supporting U.S. military operations crashed in Iraq. So, we had the helicopter that it was an emergency landing, but it landed in the ocean, and I'm assuming this pilot is the one who was killed. All the other people got off the bird.
Right.
And then we had 7 others killed in those 2 bases, Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. And then we had 6 more killed when the KC-135 refueler crashed.
Right.
So, it's not like they're isolated incidents. Most of them are multi-victim cases. Okay. We probably won't jump into anything else because we had some stuff over in Wilson yesterday. Holy moly.
I have to go there next week and we'll get the scoop.
You got a vest?
I'm just like going, I almost called somebody last night, but I had just called them recently about the fireworks. I'm like, I'll give them a break. But yeah, that was craziness. It was a murder suspect, wasn't it? Well, we're going to talk about it afterwards. Right now we have the congressman on the line.
Oh, his timing, his clock and our clock.
Perfect.
Are right on the money together.
I know.
He must be setting his clock by us. Good morning, Congressman. How are you?
Good morning.
Absolutely. The sundial and everything.
Yeah, there
Right.
you go. Sundial around here, we don't see the sun this morning. It's overcast. Dr. Greg Murphy, U.S. Congressman representing the 3rd District. That'd be us.
That'd be us.
Yeah, we're the largest population, I think, of
In
any
the third
county
district,
in the third
yes,
district
we
these
are.
days. That's good.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Onslow
So-
County is the biggest population county in the third district.
So-
Absolutely. It's always been, well, it's been that way as long as I've been honored to serve.
And, well, we've grown a lot over the years, and we do appreciate you representing us, even though we are big, but we do know who you are, and we do appreciate that you know who we are. So that's
Absolutely.
that's
my job.
that's a key thing here. And I've known you since I met you, hanging around the
Okay.
boardwalk over there on the boardwalk there at Morehead City at a boat show one day
Oh.
many
right.
years ago. So,
That's right.
and that was the first
God.
that first year that during that time we were talking about this yesterday. You ran in 4 election processes, as I can recall, counting on my fingers, that one year.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I had to think about this because I ran in my state house race,
Oh,
and then I ran in a primary, then a primary runoff, and then a general election.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the election again because it was a special. So
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say
it was-
there was a special election involved there. I forgot the state house thing. Yes, you had 5 of them.
I remember that runoff.
yeah, I was like, felt like I was on Mr. Ballotopedias or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah, they
on
got-
every single ballot.
They just had a rubber stamp. They just stamped each ballot with your name and information on it, right?
Okay.
Wow.
So,
Well, I'm glad.
that's a long time ago. You and I were teenagers. I think.
I was, and I looked up to you because you were a little bit older than me at the time.
Stop. Stop.
Every day's a blessing, right?
It
Yes,
is,
it is.
Doctor. We do appreciate you. We appreciate you as a professional too, not just over there in Congress, for the work that you do, the lives that you've saved, the people that you've assisted as a physician. Thank you for that.
Well, I'm honored to do it. Not many people can look back on their life, and hopefully I got a little bit more tread on my tires,
I hope so.
and say, hey, I did the right thing. I picked the right job. I did this. I did that without any regrets, and absolutely would do it all over again. So I'm very, 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 very blessed to be able to say that.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I know there are a lot of people in this neck of the woods that do appreciate you too, because they've had, you've had hands-on with them, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
that's good. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go up there to Washington. As much as it's like, can we shake and shudder every time I say that? But
Amen.
are you? What is the mood? Because I will get over to Senator Graham here just a bit. What is the mood in Washington and in the House as far as we've lost now 14 people who've been killed since the war in Iran began? But, I just talked about all of those. Most of them were in clusters. And two cases, half of the people killed were in bases, U.S. bases in Kuwait and
Yep.
Saudi Arabia, where they were attacked.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this
I will
picture?
tell you this, guys. I will tell you. I just got back from a congressional trip. I'm part of something called the Helsinki Commission, which is established in 1976, and it's something between the United States and Western and Eastern European countries to establish relationships that help progress in the democratic part of the world. And there is a growing fear, and I think absolutely justified, of the radical Islamic influence on the Western world. I was told yesterday, and I'll have to verify this, that the most common name for a new boy in England over the last several years was Muhammad. And
Scary.
in and of itself, no big deal. The problem is these people don't want to assimilate into Western society. They want to bring their radical Islamic beliefs to the Western world. And talking to a Democrat friend of mine from Texas. In Texas, and this is by him, they want to set up a township to have Sharia law, which we all know
Is it legal?
keeps women closed, keeps them at home. You can only get out with the permission of your husband or your brother. If you are somebody that has a different persuasion, as gay or lesbian or whatever, that's considered a death penalty. It just is it's a very, very scary time because of that. And I will tell you what Iran was doing. We have been at war with Iran since 1979,
Yep.
and we've been the only one being attacked. Enough is enough. We cannot allow the radical Islamic component of what is in Iran to have a nuclear weapon. It just is not. It's not possible, because it's different than if Pakistan, North Korea, and I've said this many times before, had a nuclear weapon. They're not going to use it because they know they'll be annihilated. The people, the radical Islamists, don't care. They don't care. And so we have to. This is literally life and death and survival of democracy, a fight. And nobody wants conflict. But if it's going to come to your door, you have an obligation, I believe, to meet it up front and to not allow it to happen. And nobody wants to see the death of U.S. servicemen. No one wants to see the death of anybody.
Nope.
At least free-loving, normal people don't. But these dictators, these crazy, radical Islamic terrorists don't care. And while it is an absolute tragedy that we lose any service member, we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow this to happen. And that's what the Republican mood is. And a lot of Democrats also believe that. They won't say it because of now the fringe of their party, which has taken control, the socialists, the communists for that matter. They won't say it because their party, the left side of their party, has gone insane. And that's what the mood is. If you ask me what the mood is, that's what the mood is.
Today, if a vote were to be cast and a motion or however, article of war, would it pass in Congress today?
No, it wouldn't pass.
God.
Wouldn't pass. Would I vote for it?
I will say yes, but
this is not an automatic no, because Rayford, this is not the future of our country. It's the future of democracy. It's the future for our kids and our grandkids. And it's hard. This is hard. There's something, and I looked it up last night. I couldn't remember what it was. I think it's the Dunning-Kruger effect that says about every 80 years there's a reshuffling, and it's like a thing. And it may be that time where democracy has to be shuffled up, that we have to understand that we have to fight for the things that we believe in. So,
I've kind of grown up realizing that I got to fight for the things that I believe in. The articles of Sharia law that you mentioned there, first of all, is going to be in violation of all the laws that we've got in the land, and one of those being domestic violence. You cannot keep a woman locked away. You cannot do it. That's a violation of every domestic law in every state in this country. You cannot do those kinds of things that Sharia law requires. That's not possible.
You're right, but that's what we believe today. But you look at what Mandami and his people have said is okay for the government to appropriate private property. It's crazy. Yeah, so hold it. It is called the Strauss-Howe generational theory.
Okay.
I
got to study that one.
It basically talks about, every 80 to 100 years there's the shakeup, and we're at that 80-year mark from World War II. But to your point, they don't care about what we have stood for, what our Constitution stands for. They don't care about that.
No.
The moderate Democrats now look like Republicans because the far left has just gone insane. Mm-hmm. And so, we have to stand up and we have to draw the line and we have to say no. We cannot cower. We cannot run away.
What happens if a missile that says made in Iran, passes through the House of Representatives one day, goes in one door and out the other? Do you think the minds of those who are not feeling like you do would be changed immediately? Or would it take more than that?
It may take more than that.
Oh, God.
The Rashid Tlaibs, the Ilhan Omars, those people who believe that, I don't know how they change their minds.
Yeah.
Because I think they hate this country. I really do.
Well, there are plenty of others to go to, more than 200 more. Pick one.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what's happened in Minnesota, it's just a different dynamic. And, it's not the people that, I have an issue with. It's just a different set of beliefs that they want to change this 250-year experiment in democracy and turn it back, 1,000 years into Sharia law. And I'm sorry, that's just not on the acceptable list for me.
Yeah. We got some bad news. I happen to be up all night Saturday night, but we got some really tragic news. And Senator Graham's passing suddenly. I mean, you as a physician, you watched him on TV. I don't know how often y'all met in person. I never met him. I don't think I've met him in person, but I've seen him a lot on TV. I didn't picture him as being a guy with health issues. So that scared the crap out of me. I'm older than he is.
Yeah, but, from what I understand, it was something called an aortic dissection.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I actually looked at this the other day, the average age of the House of Representatives, I believe, is 56. The average age of the Senate is like 64. And if you look at the yearly mortality rate of a 64-year-old, it's about 1.5%. Just period. Now, there's some people who are 64 that look like they're 94. And there's some people who are 64 that look like they're 35. But what he had happen is, the aorta coming out of the heart is what the heart pumps it to supply blood to the rest of the body. The aorta had some what they call atherosclerotic disease, plaque in it, and it's pushing pressure. If you imagine pressure that's going through a pipe, and all of a sudden a little flap pops up. And all of a sudden that pressure gets under the flap and pushes it and dissects it down the tube. And then all of a sudden that flap blocks off the blood flow to the rest of the body. And it's an acute event. It can happen slowly, and just a little tear. And then it goes completely. And my understanding, he said he wasn't feeling well the night before. I've seen this happen. I've seen people survive it, but I've seen a lot of people not survive it. So tragic occurrence. What's also tragic is some of the responses to the sharks in the water immediately jumping in to be the replacement. One House member from South Carolina, it was honestly just revolting. She was just saying she was getting pulled back in, and good Lord. But that's a different issue.
Those people just, you try to ignore them because some of us get very, very kind of mad with people when they make comments like that. So I'm glad it probably wasn't him. I'm really happy she didn't make comments like that in front of me.
Yeah. Well,
I would have been ugly.
It's just, that's all I'm saying. What is this? Everything is not all about you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, long and short, it was a tragic occurrence. And it's a real challenging thing because, like him or not like him, he really worked hard on foreign affairs and everything. So it's a big loss for the United States. And
he certainly was not like some people would have thought. Yeah, he's a big old Trump guy. Well, he is, but he also was he told Donald Trump what he thought about things, and the good thing is Donald Trump listened to him as often as not these days. So I appreciated that coming from him. He would look and he would advise, and he told a man what he thought about things, and sometimes a man would listen. We've been joined here. We've got another gentleman to come join us here for a segment. I think you know him pretty well, Senator Mike Lazara, North Carolina senator.
Oh, great.
Good morning. Good morning, Congressman.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
And I'm in Clown Town, so
yeah, that's a great place.
We all got a budget.
That is a great place to be. We do have a budget.
Yay!
It was a gauntlet, but we got there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad.
But
I'm glad.
It came out very well, and I think it's where the public wanted us to be, and so pretty pleased.
Anyway,
well, great.
Doctor,
painful and happening.
yeah, Doctor, thanks for calling us as usual. We enjoy these monthly visits, and
I have
it
something I
brings
want
us
to
up to
say.
speed. Okay, you got something to say, or you got something to
You never let me talk.
I know you talk to him every day.
No, I don't. I just wanted to let everyone know Saturday night is baseball
Yes,
here
sir.
in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Ospreys. And Dr. Murphy, Congressman Murphy, will be throwing out the first pitch.
Wow.
So everyone needs to come out and cheer him on.
Do you know whether this congressman, do you know whether he can actually get one across the plate from all
I
the way
watched the
out there to
congressional
pick it
ball
up?
game. He can play ball. Are you going to wear that shirt, Congressman?
I probably should.
I think you should.
I really think you should wear a Lazzaro's Pizza t-shirt.
And Congressman, you also have a phone town hall tonight, don't you?
I do. That's
Yes.
what I do. I have a telephone town hall tonight.
I am
So,
putting the link.
I really enjoy those things.
I did too. I'm putting a link on our pages for anyone who wants to go in and sign up for your newsletter. And once they sign up there and they provide their phone number and stuff, they can probably get the phone call too. So
Okay.
anyway,
That's great.
How do you like your pizza if one happens to get delivered to you?
Right.
Oh, look, Lazzaro's Pizza.
It wouldn't be the
I'm giving you a
first.
shameless plug, Mike. It's awesome.
yes.
Well,
You don't have to tell us. We know. I get them regularly.
I am going to do the same for you. I just want to thank you for all that you do, and people don't realize what it takes to serve. And I do, and the commitment that it takes, and the time away from family, and all that it requires. And I just want to thank you on behalf of Onslow County and the district that you serve, but more importantly, the state, because you look out for all of us, not just the district. So thank you so much.
Well, Mike, you were very, very kind, and I will say you guys could not ask for a better state senator than Mike Lazzaro.
Oh,
He is
we know.
so highly respected.
Thank you.
He is top notch, and I'm sure next year with some of the change in the leadership that you're going to see some guy jump to the top. So,
That would be nice.
Well,
We're
thank
predicting
you.
it.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
Yes.
Appreciate those kind words.
Doctor, thank you for your time, sir, as always.
Thank you, sir.
all right, guys, God bless.
All
Have a
right.
great day.
You
All right,
too.
talk
Thank
to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, when are you going to throw out the first pitch?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna. Well, I have to talk to
I'm
Elliot
not sure.
today.
I'm not sure I can get it across the batter's box.
I'm going to
Yes.
talk. I have to confirm, make sure he remembers that the congressman's going to be there Saturday night. So I'm going to throw your name out there too.
Well, we can leave the pictures down where it is. I could go take.
I think didn't Sammy cross that?
Yes, he's done it.
He's done it. Yeah.
I think he did it the first game this
I can
year.
pick up home plate during the middle of the night, move it closer to the mound if you would like.
Do they have a ladies' tee over there?
Wow.
We don't need to be moved. We
No,
can throw it
no.
from home plate.
That's right. That's right.
We're good at throwing things.
Frying pan.
We won't go there. We won't go there, right? Well, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
We do
Thank you.
appreciate you coming in this morning.
Absolutely.
I do. A reason we really wanted you to come in this morning, but there's a lot more we can talk about. But you appeared before the Onslow County Amateur Radio Club
I did.
Saturday
I did,
morning.
yeah.
Came in for a lot of people were surprised you came in and didn't know what was going on. And was
That was funny.
it was funny.
The
And
president's mouth just fell open.
we
He's like,
And it was a full house.
it was a pretty good group of people
Had a
there.
pretty good group of people.
Yeah, we've been running at we have to go get extra chairs quite often. We have to borrow them from another room for the
Very
overflow.
impressive.
So
Very
we
impressive.
like it. And I've said it many times that I'm one who can say it. I'm not the only one, but I am one who has said it because I've lived it. Amateur radio is a misnomer. The only difference between amateur radio operators and the professional radio engineers is that the amateur radio guys don't get paid.
That's right.
It is exactly the same, and this is a fact of definition for the Internal Revenue Service. The only difference between a professional photographer and an amateur photographer is that the amateur photographers don't get paid. The professional photographers earn, and I forgot what the percentage is, of their annual income by doing photography. That's the difference.
I would agree.
So anyway, that's these hams out here. These guys know more about engineering than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah, it's not just any hobby. All hobbies are great,
Yep.
but it's a
professional
very
hobby.
professional hobby, technical in nature, and it requires a bit of intelligence.
Yeah, but definitely there. You gotta get past the licensing procedure to even be called a ham.
Which is not easy.
Thank
And
you.
the higher you
See, thank you. It's not easy.
It is not easy.
You have to know amps and ohms and I'm not an electrician, but it was, but I passed.
she hates algebra. That's all.
I just don't like test.
You know the cool thing about when I got my ticket and had to learn all of that stuff, I was 11 or 12 years old when I was studying. Way before I had to take algebra in high school. When I got to, as a freshman in high school, I'd already been through all of that stuff. And my teacher was like, how did you do this? And I had to stand up and explain how I got where I was already, knowing it by the day.
I think I was in my late 20s.
Uh-huh.
It's been a long time.
Well, mine's been a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about all this.
I want to just talk about what you did. You came before the club on Saturday to tell us that we had what?
$25,000. He had secured $25,000 for any because the club's been talking about putting together an emergency communications trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people probably don't know is that if the communications here in Onslow County were to go down,
When?
and you know, like we had a storm come through and we had no 911 communications, etc.
If we have the perfect storm, we got a problem.
Amateur radio club is already got a specified areas that we'll be setting up in, and we will use our radios as communication to relay from different areas to our emergency operations center.
Mhm.
So we're back up for the Onslow County Emergency Operations. We're back up.
Which we become primary at that
Yes. And most everything that is used now in this club is personally owned radio equipment by the members of the club.
Mhm.
And what we were looking to do was to be able to purchase a trailer where we can put a comm center in it, a
Yeah.
mobile trailer.
No.
So,
And Senator Lazara has secured money
yes.
for us
Yes.
to be used for this purpose, 25 grand.
What really brought it home for me is, you know, when we look at what happened in Western Carolina,
Oh, yes.
of course, and as I said, I've been a ham for a very long time and understand the importance of communication. But when you have an incident like Western Carolina, you really realize what can happen, in particular what can happen right here in Onslow County.
Mhm.
You know, they lost communications, they lost infrastructure. You were stuck.
I was a mile up a mountain.
She was up
Yeah.
the
No
hill,
communication.
You know,
Good talking.
Right.
no cell service for
Right.
quite a long time. I mean, you don't realize how isolated you can be until that, it happens to you. And the ham network up in that area played an integral part of a lot of emergency response and getting resources to folks that were stranded in particular areas that no vehicles could get to. And so, it does save lives in those emergency events. And, we're not isolated from that. As we know, Bertha, Fran, and many others, of course, we've been very fortunate. But one storm, I can't remember exactly which one, we were cut off from 40 for a period of time.
Absolutely.
And I remember being in the emergency
Fran or something like that.
Wasn't that
No, I think it was Florence, I believe.
Florence?
It was one of them. It was a massive rain event.
That's
Okay,
right.
that was
40
Florence.
was
It might have
flooded.
been Florence. And I was at the operations center, and we came very close to running out of fuel because they couldn't get fuel,
Mhm.
the fuel tanker down 40. And I think Amwasa somehow was able to get some fuel, but we were very close to not having the opportunity. And so generators run on what? Fuel. So I think
And there's a big tank out back there at the emergency operations
Yes,
center.
sir.
'Cause I've been there. I was there over the weekend. Walked outside to see some stuff that was happening. That's a big tank.
So-
That should last a while, but
It really doesn't when you have resources all over the place.
everything in that building is dependent upon that generator.
Well, and you got your emergency responders that are out there working.
Yeah.
You know, generators work off of, some off of natural gas, but most off of fuel. So I think being prepared for emergency response is a responsibility. And our club here is a very engaged club who really takes it seriously. And I thought, it would be a good addition to the community.
Well, we appreciate that.
And I think it's important to also note, to your point, is that this trailer will be sort of a base station that will have mobilized antennas ready, connected to go.
Right.
But you guys will bring your own equipment.
All of the
Yes.
money, none of the money will be going to
Yeah,
putting
to personal
radios in,
radios.
to put the radios in, because whenever we go to an emergency,
We take our stuff
we have
with
go
us.
packs, we have
Yes.
whatever. We take it, we sit down, and the trailer will be set up. All the radios use the same antenna connector, so that's
Yeah.
easy. And then they will have multiple bags up there to plug your radios into 12 volts. So, and the trailer will be self-sufficient. Antennas, everything will be there. It will have a solar generator, solar antenna,
Right.
solar screens to charge a bank of batteries,
Mhm.
and it will have a generator.
And the new
Traditional
lithium batteries are just
They'll-
incredible.
oh, yes.
They last, they generate a lot of power. And you might want to even talk about what most people wouldn't know is that there's nets almost every week. So there's constant training
All week long.
going on in our community
The Onslow net,
regarding
yeah.
emergency
the
response.
Onslow net meets 3 times a week
Mhm.
to make sure our radios work. We meet on two different bands, and that way we can make sure radios don't operate on both of those bands. Now we got a drill coming up Thursday night. We will be operating without benefit of any repeaters. We got people assigned to have their antennas ready to go, and they'll be operating on certain frequencies. They talk direct to each other. There will be, in effect, a net control operator in each of 3 sectors in Onslow County with antennas at their home that they will be talking to each other on without the benefit of repeaters. And then all of that will go back to a central point.
So I got interested in the radio deal when I was in the Marine Corps. I had one of my good buddies carried a PRC 77, a Prick 77.
Yeah.
And that's how I became fascinated with radio communication. And, been a geek ever since, I guess.
Well, and
Nothing wrong with that.
I started studying, and I built radios. The first radio I built was a crystal set to listen to AM radio over your headphones. And I could do that. The simplest radio I ever built, you can relate to this probably, it would pick up only the closest and the most powerful AM station because it would override everybody else's. It was a set of headphones, a 1N34 diode across the headphone connections. That's the only electronic part there, with an antenna connected to one end. Whatever antenna you wanted, I used a screen wire in the bedroom, for the screen.
Right.
And then I ran to a water pipe outside. I ran a wire down there and connected the other end to the water pipe, water spigot. That is the simplest radio that you can ever build. You
That's
can't make it
pretty
simpler. A 1N34 diode, and I could pick up at nighttime. The only station on the air here was WJNC, and it was running low power, 250 watts. Daytime, I could pick up at WLAS because it was a 5,000 watt station closer to me physically. So it overrode through that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we listened to during one hurricane. And my dad got impressed because we didn't have a battery powered radio at the time.
Well, one of my hopes is to help engage our youth.
Please, yes.
I think we need to focus on exposing, our hobby
Yes.
to youth because I think we've gone through a period of time where it's, we have less and less folks interested in it, but it is as crucial today as it was 25, 30, 40 years ago. And it's a wonderful hobby. And I think we need to focus on showing our youth how great of a hobby it is so that we can get more and more hands.
And we need to do an educational
We
program.
really do.
Right.
One of our members is on the board of directors for us. She's 16. She just got her driver's license. She's been her ham since before she had her driver's license.
She's got a general license.
She's got a general class
That's
license now.
wonderful.
Yes,
Mhm.
and so she operates, and she's great. And Saturday, the gentleman that was in that audience, Elijah,
Elijah's 16 years of
16
age.
years old,
That's wonderful.
and he took his exam, got his tech on Saturday, so he's now a licensed ham. So that's two 16-year-olds we haven't. He's going to get joined up, but there are two that will be in the club.
But what a great way
What a
for
wonderful thing to
you
have.
know for our youth to get involved
Yeah.
in. So, anyways, I hope to continue to help promote our hobby and
Yes.
get us in a position
I
where
really wish the school system would encourage. I know they will allow it, but it's going to have to take some movement on their part and our part as a club to help establish an amateur radio club for the high schools.
that's a great
And
idea.
get some people interested. We all have to become tutors, overseers, or whatever you want to call them. It's like a Boy Scout leader. We need to do that.
Well, and I'll be critical here. A lot of it's our fault.
It is our fault.
As you know, our old grungeons get real upset when simple questions are asked about it. Specific. Setting of a radio or how to do a certain thing, and us old people get irritated, like, why don't you read like we had to, and blah blah blah, instead of being
Right.
mentors and
Yeah.
trying to be more
Yeah.
explicit and
It's a good point.
not making it a
Good point.
difficult thing.
One of
Because
our
I read, I'm on the internet clubs and stuff, and you could see where someone will ask a simple question because they're new, and you get all the old experienced guys going, you're
Just
stupid.
don't read it,
you
yeah.
know, don't
And
read
us
it.
new people
They'll
are
figure-
going like,
they'll figure it
what?
out like I had to.
No,
and-
no.
You know what I mean? And
Give them a push. Give them a shove.
yeah, I
Help
think
them out.
we got to do better as mentors,
Yeah.
so that we don't make it difficult
Understand.
for young folks to get in.
One of my mentors was a guy named Benjamin, or Ben. That wasn't Benjamin. It's Ben Rhodes. Benford was his real first name.
I remember Ben.
Ben Rhodes was a big wig up there at Jones Onslow, and in fact he was set up on Elizabeth Street. Had his own little shack out back,
Yep.
and his equipment was recently donated to the museum,
Oh wow, didn't know.
to the Onslow Museum. So hopefully that we were all hoping that, and he was hoping they would set up a display. I've volunteered, folks. If you want to set up one, and I'm sure some club members would absolutely love to take on that project and set it up. We could make one operational.
That would be neat.
We could make it operational from the museum.
So that kids could actually sit there and maybe.
Kids could learn
Yeah.
there. They can sit there anytime they want to, as long as they got a licensed ham and get on the air.
Well, anyways, it was.
What a wonderful thing.
Hopefully, it'll be a good thing for the
Yeah, it was
community.
wonderful what you did. And I guess the biggest news right now, and a lot of the reason why you're able to get us money, is the fact that North Carolina has passed its budget, signed, sealed, and delivered.
We have $34.4 billion dollar budget.
Shoo-wee.
And I believe this budget is a well put together budget. There's a lot of things that we didn't get to do. We carried over a great deal of what we call one-time money, capital money. But that's never a bad thing. Our fund balance is very healthy. Our reserves are very healthy, and we're able to do what I would call a lot of housekeeping funding in relation to teacher pay and law enforcement pay, and a lot of the areas that needed some attention. 8%, across the board on teacher pay on the average.
That's huge.
13% law enforcement, as high as 23% in certain areas like SBI. We did a lot for our judicial system.
Well, let's talk about that. Onslow County's going to get a new
We
judge.
funded Medicaid. We funded SNAP benefits. I believe it was very comprehensive budget that addressed a lot of the needs of the state. Did it address all the needs? No,
Right.
it didn't. But I believe it was pretty comprehensive.
I have this whole
This
list
young
of,
lady here has got a legal pad page full of things that are going to impact Onslow County.
yes, I mean, you were able
Oh.
to secure funding for 12 new deputy clerk positions, including a new district court judge position.
There was position because of the split between Jones and Duplin and Sampson.
Right.
We were able to split that district, and that's gonna allow for our Onslow County court system to be more efficient for our community and help expedite cases even further.
That's
So
wonderful.
I think that was a very good initiative. Been working with our judges here, and our judicial system needed a lot of attention, and I've been able to really push on that and help get some things done that we have needed, and we still have some work to do. We still have some work to do with our magistrates
It's
and
never ending.
other areas, but
You got to start somewhere.
we've
Now,
made some very good strides.
There are a lot of negative nannies, and some of them, the first thing they did, they picked on a $25,000 trailer that a ham club here is going to be putting together because they just think it's going to be a hobby. No, it's a real thing. It's
For emergency.
wait till y'all see it. You're gonna
Mhm.
understand when we have to use it, how important it's going to be. But look at this other list of stuff.
Yes, here we
So,
go.
so you negative nannies out there, here you go.
This is what our senator has done for.
Well, in full disclosure, before you start,
Right.
while I'd love to take all the credit, I'm not going to do that.
It's a team effort,
It's
I
a team
understand.
effort between us and our House members. We
True,
work together
true.
so that we're not doing duplication of funding, so that we can really
But you're
be
engaged.
effective. Oh, but we're all engaged.
You're
yes.
engaged in this wide
Oh,
open,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our Onslow County representatives, you were a part of this. And we're just looking at like $220,000 for the Hubert Volunteer Fire Department, and that's for equipment and upgrades. $245,000 for Swansboro Police and Fire to split amongst them. $105,000 for the Jacksonville Fire Department for water rescue equipment. $100,000 for the Piney Green Fire Department for equipment upgrades. And of course, the $25,000 to the Onslow Amateur Radio Club. $225,000 for NC for military employment. Is that a nonprofit?
So that
group?
is NC for me, and
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
NC for me, and they connect exiting military to
Right.
statewide jobs, industry, and they've done an incredible
Try to keep them.
Yeah.
job.
They
We wanna-
train. They train.
Well, we got highly trained exiting service members, veterans that we want to keep right here in North Carolina, and
Right. Okay.
there's recruiters that come from all over the country to try to recruit these folks, and they've done a wonderful job. And North Carolina hadn't been doing a good job. And NC for me provides a service that actually makes those connections. And
I remember we used to have on the show. In fact, I've got somewhere around here. I've got a mouse pad from NYPD. They came down every year.
and they still do.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Looking for Marines getting.
I have it.
There it is.
Here it is.
They
And
still do.
they come every year trying to get our Marines as they get out.
Can't help it.
No, we want them. You get second helpings. That's all you get. We get the initial.
And we've got a variety of industry that we can connect them with, whether it's technical in nature,
Water
or
and sewer.
everything.
These guys,
So-
a lot of these guys, that's what they did in the military.
But if you don't solicit and help them, you lose them.
Mhm.
And so NC for me provides
Yeah.
that service.
Their
So
office is right there at Plantation and Gum Branch. Yeah, I
Yeah.
pass it every
it's
day.
a great organization.
Yeah, I just all that connected.
Mhm.
$800,000 for the Boys and Girls Club,
Excellent.
and that's go towards the new Teenage Learning Center with $500,000
Nice Ram
for
Club.
dedicated to a building for youth services.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
So they've got their own facility now,
Right.
and they provide an incredible service to the community.
Yes, they do.
Engaging engaging children at a early age and keeping them off the streets and bringing them into a learning environment is incredibly important. And they do a tremendous job and have been improving themselves. And now they're in their own building, and this will allow them
that's
to
just perfect.
continue to.
That is awesome. Very good. And then we have $100,000 for Sneeze Ferry Community Council for vital electrical systems. All right, and then $250,000 for One Place, which is a nonprofit that is like a learning center and
It's a child advocacy. They
Yes.
do a lot of unfortunately abused children go through One Place for screenings, and
it's a beautiful building right next to the EOC.
Yep.
Beautiful building. All right, and then $4 million to the airport for capital improvements.
yeah. So we, if you recall, we secured $25 million for runway extension
Right.
at Albert Ellis, and they're in process of doing that. Part of that is a road realignment because they've got to realign the road for the extension of the runway, which allow us to, get UPS planes and just larger planes and help our economic development.
Nice.
But that $4 million is what I would call cost escalations, and basically they need more money to get the project completed.
I've said it on here many times. I had a monthly visit that I had to go to Wilmington every month, and I would leave from here 9:30ish, and between the time I left from here and the time I got to the I-140 cutoff bypass thing, I started counting because I was bored.
Mhm.
It was a boring drive. Other than talking on the radio, I started counting. I noticed a lot of FedEx trucks coming our
Oh
way.
my gosh! Yeah.
The highest I got, I think, was 64, could have been 63. In that length of time, between the time I got to the south side of Jacksonville and to the south side of Hampstead, basically, I would get as many as 60 plus trucks that were coming our way every day of the week.
It will
Why
just,
don't we have
our
that hub
airport, our airport's doing incredibly well.
Yeah, well, we need a hub here.
And now this will allow them to continue their economic development and the ability to attract more for our community. So that's escalation dollars so we can get that project done.
Very good.
And it's well on the way. If you
Yeah.
go by there, you'll see the construction.
That airport has grown tremendously.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
remember.
beautiful.
So when I got here in 1982, I'll never forget, I grew up in Chicago, obviously O'Hare Airport, and got to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and the baggage claim was a wooden bunker built on an angle that they would throw the sea bags over,
Right.
all piled up. And, so, yeah, we've come a long way.
Well,
When I first started flying, I would go to Wilmington to
Yeah.
fly out of. I was
That's
scared of
pretty
Jacksonville.
So this is going to be a really huge boost for us.
yeah, I was at the first flight that came in when they opened the airport.
Was that Wilbur's flight?
Yeah, well, how'd you know? And then they had a couple of guys out there pedaling.
Yeah.
The first flight that came in, that big opening day, that was cool. Piedmont flight.
All right, I have two more on my list.
How much?
$200,000 to Richlands for stormwater and drainage needs. And boy, they need it. Have you seen all the building that's coming up in
Tons of
Richlands?
growth.
Oh my gosh, there were like 5 new businesses getting ready to go in. $100,000 for ECU scholarship program for Onslow County. I think that's awesome.
And also not included there was $750,000 for the Museum of the Marine.
Yes. Yes.
So the museum is completed and open,
Yes.
and they are doing incredibly well. I think they had 5,000 visitors their first month, and that project did also have some cost escalation, and we had to leverage about $3 million. And I had made a commitment to help them get that balance
Thank you
taken
for
care
that.
of, and this
Thank
goes
you.
towards that.
It's beautiful.
But that's a legacy project for this community that I know that in the future we're going to look back and just see how wonderful
Right.
of a project
Wonder
it
why we
was.
didn't do it sooner.
Well, we've come a long way with the
But-
Beirut Memorial. Everything that we have out there, it started as a
Got a great location.
Right.
I mean, it's just like perfect.
And they're already scheduling, tours for children from
Mhm.
across the state. And there's just so much
so
going on.
good.
And
It was
so
so
we're very
good.
blessed.
That could be a great destination for the school, high schools and junior high schools and whatever, when they take trips, field trips. Used to call them field trips. Do they still
Yes. It's been a while
They do.
They do
since I've
field
been to
trips.
school.
do it?
I
They
don't
need
know.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Well, a good example is
trip.
I have family in, and we're going to take them through the museum.
Perfect.
That's
It's
great.
just a great addition to our community.
And for all you guys that are coming on vacation, take a rainy day. I know where you can go. That would be a great rainy day
Yeah.
trip.
And I got my card finally.
You got your card, yay.
Yeah. So
Your card carrying.
I'm a card carrying plank owner.
That's
Card
awesome.
membership, whatever.
So, we were able to do a lot for the community. There's a lot
You
that
have done a lot.
we had to carry over. There's a lot of infrastructure money that I'm working on for the next budget cycle that's water and sewer related, not really exciting, but it is very important for the growth of the community. We've got expansions out in the Sneads Ferry area. We've got water and sewer expansions that are going on out there. Richlands area, as you indicated, they've got a lot of infrastructure needs. We have a lot of infrastructure needs here in Jacksonville to keep up with the growth. Swansboro, as you know, we're running a line from Piney Green to the Swansboro plant. There's a lot of undertow infrastructure improvements that the community, Onslow County and Jacksonville and Wausau is involved in, Richlands, Swansboro,
Holly Ridge.
Holly Ridge.
Oh, yes.
Always working with Mayor Pete, who's doing an incredible job out there with the growth that they're experiencing. But with that comes a great deal of need. And, when you talk about these dollars, there's probably folks that are on both sides of the curve. Why are we spending that money? It's wasted money. But it really isn't when you have a growing community that you can build an atmosphere where people want to live, children want to come back to, and we keep the taxes lower within the communities because they can't support the sort of dollars that are needed for the growth that you're experiencing. When you have a $30 million water and sewer project, that's a significant increase in your monthly bills.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can support them from a state perspective, you'll never see that raise in your water and sewer bill. So
That's
very important.
That's good.
Well,
That's
isn't the state also talking about lowering the North Carolina income tax?
Yes. So there's a slew of things that we could talk about. We were at 399, and we are going down to 349, and then we will be going to 299. So
Really?
yeah.
Mhm.
And the first 25.5 of your income is tax exempt.
Oh, good.
Military has no, retired military folks have no income tax. And of course, we'll be working on.
There's a reason to stay here.
I have none on my retirement.
We'll be working on property tax, as you know, which has been a big issue. We've got,
Oh, yes.
we've delayed the property tax so that we can look at it and see, are there better solutions for increased values, or what I call, paying for unrealized gains. Counties need revenue to provide services. City needs revenue to provide services. But is there a better way to generate revenue that doesn't impact
Sales tax.
each and everyday citizen?
Mhm.
I believe in a hybrid where you have a sales tax base, user fee. I believe in user fee methodologies, but it's something that we're going to look at. When folks have to pay, and this is not a slight on our leaders, because again, they've got to provide services that we all expect. We expect our trash to get picked up. We
yes.
expect our 3-minute emergency response.
We
We expect all those things. So that costs money. But when you look at, someone buying a home at 150,000 and then they don't intend to sell it, that could be their forever home. And then they're paying taxes on $350,000 value. You have all that gain that you're paying taxes on that you really don't have.
We don't benefit
You don't
from the
benefit
increase
from
in the
it.
value of the home.
Until it's sold.
And if we don't sell it,
So there's different schools of thought. Should the reevaluation take place when a property is sold, and that's the actual value? Should we do homestead exemptions for your first home? Should
Yes.
we do
how about homestead
homestead
exemptions for old
exemptions
people?
for elderly? So there's a variety of things that we can do and look at, and it's going to take some time. But at the end of the day, I think that the public was demanding us to sort of step back and have a look at it. And that was the really main reason for the 1-year moratorium, to just slow things down and let's see if there are better options. Because again, on user fees, everybody pays.
Right.
If you've got to pay 2 more cents on a sales tax instead of 7, you're paying 9. While that's not a pleasant thing, it's a distributed tax, and it's a user fee. If you want to buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't.
Mhm.
But then it's a balanced revenue for the state.
Do you have any idea? We know that 3 years ago or so, everybody used to buy online, eBay, and whatever, and they did not get charged a sales tax for it in North Carolina. Now they do. If I order something from one of
Everybody
these
pays.
legitimate companies, they're going to add the North Carolina sales tax to it, regardless of what I'm paying for it. They're going to add sales tax. Now, how much extra money have we been collecting for the state of North Carolina? Has that been a sizable amount of money that's collected?
It's been significant.
That's what I thought.
It's been significant.
Now, how about
And the other thing too is being a military state and being a tourist state, it helps generate that revenue because you have a lot of folks in and out. You have visitors in
Sure.
and out. So it's a more balanced revenue. No tax is a good tax. So I'm not promoting tax.
Right.
But what I am promoting is the ability for a young couple, an elderly couple to own a home, to own things, and actually be able to pay them off, and they can say that they actually own it.
Mhm.
I have a 2022 Jones Brothers, 2002 Jones Brothers flat bottom boat
I got a 1996.
that's been paid for a long time, but I still don't own it.
That's right.
I've got 5 restaurants that have equipment that's been paid off for I don't know how many years, but I still don't own any of the equipment.
Mhm.
And so, is that really a fair tax? So I think there are better ways. Can we get there? I'm not sure. I made a commitment to the county that I certainly wouldn't support anything that would be a detriment to their revenues that would hinder the ability to provide services to our community.
You were prior to the Senate gig,
Mhm.
you and your restaurant gig and your sign company gig. You were a city councilman and the mayor pro tem here in Jacksonville. So you know that side of the
I
story.
do.
That you're familiar with that operation.
Yes.
Property taxes, yada yada, sales taxes, and everything. But and as you age a little bit here and there, some people in this county, including yours truly, we have really an honest to goodness fixed income. Let's just call Social Security. It's a fixed income.
Right.
If you don't get the raises like other people will get, and some people with a retirement, they do get a cost of living. Social Security, they give you an extra $1 every month. That's their cost of living or whatever. When you're living on that, you're pretty well, this is the amount of money that I got, so I spend it on this. And then suddenly there's an increase in the value of my home. People say, well, we're not going to raise the property tax. Yes, you are. The tax itself, the tax rate,
It's automatic.
the tax rate may stay the same, but the amount of money that I pay
It's
for it
increased.
is an increase.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it. So where do we steal this money from? Do we not eat? Do we not do? We cut down to 2 meals a day instead of 3, I guess.
Don't drive.
Don't drive anywhere.
No trips.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Which
thing.
is going to hurt the state anyway. We're going to talk about that too, because it hurts the state with the EV cars that are out there because they don't pay taxes on the gasoline.
Well, but we took care of that.
Has it already been done?
Yeah, I did that 3 years ago.
Okay.
We implemented a EV tax,
Okay.
which is almost equivalent to what a normal car would pay in gas tax.
Good. Thank you. I did not know that was done.
And again,
I'll get off at my high horse on that one.
yeah, that's been taken care of. And I was going to your point earlier, is when I was on city council, that the property tax collected in the city of Jacksonville, I think it was 90% of it went for public safety.
Sure.
I mean, literally, it eats up.
Well, that
Majority of the-
and water and sewer,
Yeah.
that's pretty much takes
Well,
care of it.
water and sewer is an enterprise.
Yeah, so you- I mean,
it
that's
takes
a
care of
separate
it.
thing.
That has to take care of itself.
Several, that and roads and whatever.
That's
the
right.
city streets and maintaining that. Everything else is going to be public service, right?
But it's, I think it's important for folks to know that it is very, very, very expensive to run a local government, state government.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
cost of doing business, as I call it, is just incredible. What we built when I was in council, we built a new fire station. It cost us $2.4 million.
Mhm.
That same fire station today is probably $11 or $12 million. And it hasn't been that long ago.
No, that's the
And
difference.
we face the same issues with the Department of Transportation. We have about a $5.6 billion budget, which is split about 2.3 for new roads and the other 2.2 for maintenance.
Mhm.
Well, I can tell you that we have road projects, we have bridge projects that are 1.2 billion by itself.
Just
One project.
Yeah.
One project. And what used to cost $1 million is now $4 million. And so it's incredibly expensive to provide infrastructure services within the communities, within the state.
When you were on council, and I've had mayors, a couple of them, and I've had county commissioners in here that talk about we got a growth here. We got a lot of new people coming in. My God, the city of Jacksonville has grown, and the whole county has grown, but the city of Jacksonville. For everybody that comes in, we're looking at it, when I look at it, look at all the property tax that we're going to collect. However, property tax on the $300,000 home, new home, it won't pay for the infrastructure required to get that property up and running.
Oh, absolutely. You talk about annexation.
Yeah.
Let me say this. When I was on council, before I left, we had a petition to annex property that was just next to Western Boulevard there in Gun Branch Road. When the analysis was done, it wasn't
It's not cost
beneficial for the city, and we actually turned it down because it would cost us more to provide services to that area than it would be to generate the revenue.
Thank you. And that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, so growth is not always the best thing. You have to really look, and sprawl growth, and I always, tell my county friends this, when you create sprawl, you create a lot of undue expenses for the county.
Now, who pays for those undue expenses,
yeah.
but not the new property owners?
The
The people out
citizens.
here who are been
All
paying property
citizens.
taxes, and how does that benefit me?
Yeah, because anytime you build a development or a development's built, a school bus has to get there to get children to a school. And resources have to be able, sheriff has to be able to go out there, and
So, and how does that project benefit me?
so cost of doing business is very high for counties
Sure.
and cities. Now, having said that, is there always room for efficiencies? Absolutely. If you really get down to what you're obligated to do, I think people would be very upset if cities and counties and said, well, we're going to pull our charter and we're required to do A, B, and C. So we're going to cut out all these other things we've been doing for for all these years because people want us to cut our
It's a
budget.
possibility, isn't it?
Always a possibility. Because, you know, if you really look at charters, you're not required to do a lot of things that cities and counties do.
Yep.
But if you were to cut them out, people would lose their minds, you know,
Sure.
because they're so accustomed to these
Extra bennies.
benefits. So anyhow, we've said a lot to say that we're very pleased as your delegation to bring back what we believe is a lot of great things for the community, to keep us growing, to make it a place that people want to come live and raise children and work and play. And, you know, and I believe we're doing that. And I'll tell you, I get to travel to a lot of places, and Onslow County is a gem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for all its failures, I don't want to be anywhere else.
Oh, I don't either.
I don't either.
I've been other places.
You know, we have an extremely low crime rate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, our traffic is nowhere near what other communities have. We have beaches. We have wonderful quality of life. The city and county, I think, have done a great job, and we continue to chip at it very slowly and always are conscious about the pocketbook of our taxpayers. And I think that's important.
Folks, when I moved back here, and I came from Wilmington, people here complained about the traffic as they used to complain about the traffic. And I looked around and I said, you know, there's traffic twice a day for 1 hour. That's it. And then I'll go to Wilmington coming back. You cannot drive in Wilmington any time of the day or night without there being heavy traffic.
Always traffic.
Always traffic.
Excuse me.
So it's a much nicer place here, and the crime rate is compared to Wilmington.
Not
way
even
lower.
close. Not even
Way
close.
lower.
The gang activity in Wilmington is just.
Oh, it's out of control. Really. They
Well,
just
you're
won't get their
working on
hands around it.
aren't you working on a bill right now? I think it's gonna put a constitutional amendment on the November 2026
Yes.
ballot.
Yes, for the initiative is that will be on the ballot will be whether folks want the General Assembly to limit property tax increases.
Okay, and going back to that, are we hoping that maybe the North Carolina legislature can come to some kind of something before the new tax takes effect in
Yes.
January?
Yeah, so if the
That would-
referendum passes, then essentially what it'll do is it'll say, we the people shall make the General Assembly create a cap for property tax increases.
It's up to us to make you do it.
Even though we have that authority today.
Vote.
Yeah.
Vote.
So we have that.
Vote.
We have that authority today. We can do that today. And, but the question that the General Assembly wanted answered is we wanted the people to decide whether that is something they want us to do. We felt that it was important to hear from the people, and that's why it is on the referendum.
I got to get
for
some signs
folks-
made. Do you
For
know a
folks to
place?
decide. I do.
Vote.
But, you know, elections are important. Elections have outcome.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, we have got to encourage everyone that is a registered voter, and if you're not registered, you need to get registered, that you vote. It takes literally, in Onslow County, again, we just talked about how great of a community we have. It takes literally 5 minutes to go in and vote.
That's all.
It's
There are no lines,
your
no
duty,
waiting.
it's your
Walk the button,
obligation.
Get over there.
And look, this idea that your vote doesn't matter is it is the biggest lie that can be told.
Mhm.
Your vote does matter. We had one of our biggest races in the state between Senator Berger and Sam Page,
Yeah.
decided by 25 votes.
Serious money.
25 votes, millions of dollars spent.
Mm-hmm.
So your vote does matter. Your vote does count. And a great example of it is this referendum we're talking about. If you care about your taxes and you feel that it's important,
We can't go with 11%.
then you should,
county
then you
voters
should
voting.
come out and vote. And
Right.
so there's plenty of resources out there. If you're not registered, you need to get registered. It takes, again, literally 5 minutes of your time to do it. And when it's time to vote, please come out and vote. Critically important.
Very much so.
So thank you for having me.
Mike, thank you, sir.
Always glad to
Thank you.
answer any questions. I'm always available.
You
Email,
are.
cell phone is
Yes,
listed.
you are.
So,
Get your ham ticket and you can call them on the radio.
yep, I'm even on the handbands.
I appreciate it. Did I tell you you were not going into your sign company today? But I got.
No.
Did you see that big sign that they did for us?
KF4RRE.
Yep.
Did you see the big sign? That
Oh, I do want to mention one other thing that I think is, there's a lot of information and my memory bank is not very, very good. A bill that I did pass is the ability for driver's license renewal. So now you can go in, let's just say, you're in an 8-year license span and 4 years down the road, you get married and your name changes and you go and get a new license. Well, today, when you do that, your ending date stays the same. Now, when you go in for a new license, that clock starts again.
Ooh.
So,
I see.
so
Well,
from the
I
date of the
changed.
change now is the new 8 years.
But you got to have a
Change my name
reason to go in, right?
Yeah, typically you can renew early.
Maybe I could just change my name every 4 years or something.
Real quick, I've had somebody asking this question in our comments. They want to know, right now, Florida's concealed carry permit is good for 7 years. North Carolina is 5. Is there any talk about stretching North Carolina's
There is
years?
No.
No talk at all. Okay,
I think
Robert,
as
you heard it.
as you know, we've been trying, and the Senate has passed SB 50,
Right.
concealed constitutional carry,
Mhm.
and the House we're waiting on the House to override the veto, so we're hoping to get that passed at some point. But no, there's been no discussion on extending the time limit.
Very good.
Well, there may be a time, at some point in time, that there will be a nationwide concealed carry reciprocity, and that likely, if it does happen, will be only for people who have concealed carry permits. So even if North Carolina, you get to the point that you're allowed to carry concealed without a license, if that bill goes through, and even right now, you can't go to another state that recognizes reciprocity unless you have a concealed carry permit. So I'm still gonna get my permit, keep my permit.
I
Well,
do one last thing.
Sure.
There's so much.
Sure.
I do want to say that I'm
Charlie.
very impressed that you're the primary sponsor of Senate Bill 1007 has to do with human trafficking.
Yes.
I did not realize that North Carolina was
It's a big one.
number 9
Oh yeah.
Swear.
in the United States for human trafficking.
I-95.
Thank you.
So there's a lot that's happened in the session that we
Sure
haven't
is.
talked about. But again, anyone has any questions, any issues, I'm always available by phone, by email, by text,
Got it all on here for you.
and always happy to answer. So
Good.
thank you for having me.
Thank
and
you
I hope
for
you all
all
have
you've done.
a good day.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you for your money. Thanks for the money.
Actually, the state is, which is good, is giving us the money that we gave them.
Yes,
Right.
it's a citizen's money.
It's our money in the
Right.
first place. They just have to
Citizens'
divvy it up, and they're fighting for it to get it back to us is a great thing.
Well, from what I've seen, you and our other representatives, the representatives in the House side, y'all have really looked out for Onslow County,
you
and
have.
a lot of good things coming on.
And we work together,
Yes.
Wyatt and Phil Shepard, Representative, and Carson. Yeah, we do work together. We communicate, and that's a great thing
Yes.
because I think it benefits all the people that
think
we represent.
Well represented
So
here in Onslow
Yeah,
County. So
I'm liking what I'm seeing, and keep up the
Yes.
good work.
thank you. I
Thank
hope
you.
y'all
thank
have
you
a great day.
so much.
Senator
Have a
Mike
good one.
Lozara, and you too, Senator Mike Lozara, is here this morning. It's a privilege to have him come on the show with us in the mornings, because he's a busy man. First of all, he's a businessman, so he's got all that going for him. And right now he's jogging to get out the door. So
To another.
yeah, he's got another one. He was watching his watch as much as I was.
I'll
So-
tell you, I mean, I know the man works hard in the Senate. He
He
does
does.
a lot for Onslow County, but I'll tell you, him and along with our other representatives in the House, on the House side, they've done a lot this year. They have a
From
lot
what
to
I
do.
hear out of the Senate up yonder way, Mike's one of those kind of like, he's not a guy that runs out to front of the cameras all the time.
Right.
He's one of those stealth operators. He
Well,
gets it done.
I will tell you, he's never said no.
No.
Or I can't when we've asked him
No.
if he could come in and
No,
talk
he
about
doesn't.
what's going on.
He's
for Onslow
wide
County.
open. He's good to go with that.
Yes.
And I try not to take too much of his time because we see him all the time anyway. I do.
Right.
He's at events. He comes by the Ham Club and periodically, as often as he can.
Right.
And to events like the Ham Radio Field Day we had, he was out there for
Yes,
an
he
extended
was.
time. But he's in. It's not just amateur radio. He's in every corner. He knows the fishing communities here. He knows the boating community. He's got a boat. He just talked about that.
Yes. Yes.
So
I don't know how he keeps up with everything because he's on the go.
Yeah.
100 times over.
I don't know how many miles he puts on those cars, but he's got a lot of miles back over with the Raleigh.
Busy man,
So he's
busy man.
We're lucky to have him on board. That's all I can tell you.
Right, we are very lucky. He's done a fabulous job for us since he became our senator.
Yeah.
He stepped
He
in
did a
when
great job as on
Senator
city
Brown
council.
stepped down. So who was great for Onslow County.
yeah.
Senator Brown did us.
Well, he paved the way.
Yes, he did.
For this.
He opened the door.
And then he endorsed a man, this gentleman right here,
Right.
Mike Lazar. He endorsed him to take his place to run when he decided to run.
Right.
And then it's like, yeah, well, he would not have endorsed this guy if he wasn't the right guy. Because I know Harry. I know Harry. There's a song about that, right?
Something I want to say about Senator Lazar too. Even when he's not got anyone running in opposition to him,
He's running.
he's still out there talking to the people, putting out signs, working polling booths. He said, I may not, now this year he's got a Democrat. I can't remember. I don't even know who it is. But he's still out there campaigning.
Well, he's out
He
there
said, 'cause that's
meeting.
what you do.
He's meeting people. You could call it campaigning. I think he's meeting people and he's getting information from them as much as he's
He's out
giving that
there.
information.
Saturday at the 4th of July festival, I was in my booth. Him and his wife Melinda were in the booth next to me. We kind of did a shared thing. And he was out there all day long, along with Melinda and myself.
They work it hard.
All day long. We didn't leave those grounds till after 10:30.
You can.
He didn't have to
You
do
can
that.
poo-poo the politicians when they're out there
Right.
working like that. They're just out there trying to get. No, they're out there gathering information from us.
People were asking
wanna
him
know.
all sorts of questions.
They want to know about what we
Right.
think.
Right.
What are our needs? You just heard
Right.
him. The list of projects that are on
I
here.
know,
It's
it's
not
just-
because they just pick that out of thin air. It's because they talk to people.
Yes, they do. I mean, and he's always been open. And I have to say that about our representatives
No,
on the
absolutely.
House side, that
Yeah.
they've always
Phil
been,
Shepard, Wyatt Gable,
and Carson Smith, they've always been open and there for people also. So,
Yeah.
we have some great representatives, and we have a great senator. We have
We do.
3 great House representatives that represent us in our North Carolina General Assembly, and thankful for them. Thankful.
We got some weather.
Oh,
Out to 16 nautical miles, northeasterly winds are running 10 to 15 knots today. It's breezy out there. Seas are kind of calm close in, 2 to 4 footers.
Right.
Sounds and rivers of moderate chop. There is going to be a chance of showers and thunderstorms today again, likely tomorrow too, but easy Gulf after tomorrow. Wednesday, northeasterly winds about 5 knots, southeasterly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers, they're going to be a little bit nothing. nothing calm rivers sounds.
There you go.
Thursday,
Great day to go fishing.
southwesterly winds 5 to 10, seas only 2 to 3. Yes, it will be a great couple of days to go. Wednesday
Yes.
and Thursday.
Yes.
Next week I'm
Okay.
going.
All right. You need to give me positively dates. What I've got to find people.
It's every weekday next week except Tuesday is a possibility. But I will know definitely by the weekend. It's all going to depend upon the weather. I'm going to be gone probably 3 days.
Okay.
But Tuesday, I
Deserved.
guarantee I'll be here.
All right.
So
Terrible Tuesday.
we got to work on it.
Today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 88. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then becoming mostly clear with a low around 69. Wednesday, sunny with a high near 94. Hot, hot, hot. And Thursday, sunny and hot with a high near 97.
We started to talk about over there in Wilson.
Yes, Wilson County.
A 19-year-old woman, a Wilson police officer, and a Wilson County deputy sheriff wounded when a man opened fire on the woman as she was going into the courthouse this week. What? Yep. The ongoing investigation looks like this may have been a retaliation to another matter in the past. One guy, 41-year-old Abdullah Mustafa, is in jail charged with attempted murder, along with a host of other charges. The whole story has not come out yet, but it will. It will come out. It's going to be a domestic retaliation, state of confusion. It's going to be crazy.
I'll be there next week.
I'm
I
not
hope
sure.
it all settles down.
Well, he's in jail.
Okay.
I don't think he's got any
That
bond
was
on it
crazy.
at this
Wilson
point in
County.
time.
Wilson County that's a beautiful county too.
Yes. The sudden death of Senator Lindsey Graham
Lindsay.
has a lot of folks looking like deer in headlights. Now what? I mean, he's been a fixture since 2003 in the Senate. He still had at least 2 more terms because he wasn't quite that old yet. He just turned 71.
Yes.
Most were shocked with those reports early Sunday. And that's pretty much all they talked about is the loss of the senator and how he seemed like he's in great health prior to that. He had his detractors, as a fire and brimstone senator would have, and many liberals came to regret opposing him on issues that he was passionate about. In all honesty, if he was on board with any issue, he was passionate about that one. Didn't matter what it was. If he wanted something, if he was good with whatever the issue was, the project was, don't get in the way. You'd be better off just, yes, dear. Yes, dear. This is the husband thing. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Graham had just returned at the end of last week on another trip to Ukraine, where he's been working with those trying to work out a lasting peace arrangement with Russia. Good luck. Russia invaded Ukraine, 4 years ago now? God, has it been that long? Putin anticipating the Ukrainians will roll over and play dead within a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days. Didn't happen. The Ukrainian president, a former television comedian, blew everyone's mind. He said Putin had no right. He opened the armories where military guns were stockpiled and issued a rifle to every able-bodied man or woman willing to fight. And fight they did. With military support from the United States and other nations, much of that support because of Senator Graham's belief that Ukraine deserved to be free of Russian controls. With Graham's untimely death, the governor of South Carolina has selected the senator's sister, a younger woman whom he actually, I think they used the word adopted and cared for
Yes, he
after
does.
their parents died a few years apart. Darlene Graham Nordun will fill her brother's seat and will finish his unexpired term as senator. A special election will be held so Republicans can pick their choice to run in the November midterm elections. Senator Graham had won that primary to begin with, but now they have to pick someone else. It was reported yesterday that the election will be held on 11 August. I don't know how firm that one is. That's the
Yes,
latest
that's what-
report.
Yes.
Not clear if Ms. Nordone will throw her hat into the ring of fire. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how long they have to file before the.
It closes July 21st.
Okay, so you do know. So she's got until then to make up her
Right.
mind. Okay. It's also reported that Representatives Nancy Mace and Ralph Norman would like to move over from
Mace.
the U.S. House to the Senate. If the late senator's sister does run, how would that impact anyone else's chances of being elected?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what happens, it's highly unlikely that the Democrat, whoever it is, will stand any chance of winning the seat. He didn't before, he's less likely now, but wow, a two-way or three-way race could be a bit edgy. No doubt about that one in the primary.
Right.
Not sure how qualified that Nordone is. Not a lot said about her background yet, and I don't know anything. Do you?
She's a doctor. I know that.
Yeah. Wonder how the South Carolina Grand Old Party will handle this one. Of course, we all know that the party isn't supposed to have a lot to say during the primary, but still.
Well, I watched yesterday when the South Carolina governor announced her appointment, and she got up and spoke.
How is she?
And I instantly liked her. I really did. I don't know if this sympathy towards the fact that her brother just passed away, her story or whatever, but I don't know. There was something about her that I really liked. She said, "Lindsay, you always took care of me.
Yeah.
It's my turn now."
Yeah.
And
Well, that was
I
good.
like what it brought tears to my eyes. Let me see. She was born in Central South Carolina. Her parents operated the Sanitary Cafe, restaurant, bar, liquid store, pool hall. When she was 12 years old, her mother died, of course, and then her father died 15 months later, and she became adopted by her older brother. She graduated from the College of Charleston with a Bachelor of Science in Sociology in 1989 and holds a Master of Arts in Rehabilitation Counseling from the South Carolina State University. In 2019, she became commissioner and agency head of the South Carolina Commission for the Blind. She also serves on the South Carolina State Workforce Development Board and its South Carolina Works Management Committee. In 2026, she was president-elect of the National Council of State Agencies for the Blind, planning to start her term in 2027. My goodness.
I'd like to know how conservative she is, how far she leans one way or the other, whether she's a moderate. What kind of credentials, what kind of fire and brimstone could she bring to the table?
Well, we're going to find
Because the
out.
Senate needs it.
Right.
The Senate needs something exactly like that. Did I say what the locals did in the weather report, the first one?
No, you did not.
I did not.
We,
Well, Lee, we got caught up. I got caught up in everything.
Yes.
Lee from the Woodlands right here.
me.
That's where she lives. 72 degrees this morning early,
Mhm.
92% humidity, 30.07 inches of mercury in the barometric pressure measuring thing called a barometer.
Mhm.
South-southwesterly breeze at almost nothing, 1 mile per hour, 0.13 inch of rain. Ward over in Cedar Point, he had 74.8 degrees, 93% humidity, 30.13 inches of mercury. East-northeasterly winds 5 to 8. He had 0.08 inches of rain. Joe in the borough, 75 degrees, 96% humidity, 30.06 in the rain gauge, in the barometric pressure, 30.06. No wind, 0.13 inches of rain there as well. Joe also slipped over to Emerald Isle, where it was 75 degrees, 94% humidity, and he reported 1,019.6 millibars. That's 30.11 inches. I had to do the conversion. Northeasterly breeze at 2. James in Bladen County had 75 degrees, 100% humidity. It's muggy there, real muggy, sticky muggy. North winds at about 3. Over in Jones County in Maysville, Richard reported 72 degrees, 93% humidity, 30.09 inches in barometric pressure. Northeasterly winds at 6.19 inches of rain. And in the visibility area, he could see 8.7 miles. How far can you see? Randy in Southwest, 71 degrees, riding around the golf cart that he was with Boomer. 99% humidity, 30.06 inches of mercury. Wow.
That was funny.
Partly cloudy and calm, 0.17 inches of rain in the rain gauge. Ken in Oslo Bay, he had some rain. He was happy. Between a quarter and a third of an inch, he estimates. 73.6 degrees this morning, 90% humidity. He had some high clouds, kind of like what we have right now. And no wind, it was calm. Bill down in the borough, he checked in. He was in a different spot than Joe lives in Swansboro. 73.1 degrees, 91% humidity, 29.75 inches of mercury. Had a very light breeze, no rain. And Dale reported in from Riverbend this morning, 71 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.08 inches of mercury, no wind, and 0.19 inches of rain. And gentlemen, didn't recognize it this morning. Dominic.
Yes.
Have we heard from Dominic before?
That's the first time I recall.
He called in
him.
and he was on his way to work. He was on US 17 South, and he said it was overcast and he didn't have a temperature there, but it was overcast as he was going along 17 South. Okay, thanks to all the hams for their doing due diligence and what's going on in their neighborhoods. It's important for us to take a look at that. I enjoy it. I always have, wanting to know what's going on elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a small area like Onslow County, it's large, but compared to the country, it's a little dot. But we want to know what's happening everywhere in our county.
And right now, let's talk about our tropics. They're quiet and
Our
calm,
traffic.
and so I know I keep checking those continuously. Just
Now, I'll tell you about YouTube. I saw a YouTube video, 2 of them in the last 2 days, where it said there was a map. A meteorologist is standing in front of his board, and then there is a big old blob that he says is developing just off the coast.
yeah,
And he was in Greenville, South Carolina. It was last year's stuff.
I know. I saw the same thing. I know exactly what you're talking about because I was like,
'Cause
what?
I grabbed my
It's a-
computer quickly and I said, no, it's
Yeah, I
not.
went on tropical tidbits. There's not a thing in the ocean. But I did want to say that this past Sunday, was the 30th year anniversary of Bertha that came in between Wrightsville and Topsail at 105 miles an hour.
It's a small storm,
It was enough for us
but on the beach. or
because we
whatever.
hadn't
We had
had
another one after that, though.
Fran.
Now, here's what Bertha and the other storm did before Fran. It actually saved us a lot. It saved a lot of trees because, by comparison, Bertha was a light windstorm, but it knocked a lot of leaves off trees. Yeah, it was it was not heavy.
My mother lost her home.
That doesn't take a whole lot, in a lot of cases. But it was light, and it saved a lot of people when Fran came along, because Fran had a lot of wind. Those trees without leaves did not try to stop as much wind as trees with leaves do. And it will uproot a tree in a heartbeat if it's loaded with leaves. We got lucky on that one. There was some isolated spots. Hers was probably a twister of some sort that touched down, right?
No, if you recall, we had a lot of rain
Yeah, we got that.
before Bertha came in, and they said it loosened the ground a lot. I mean, there was trees down all over. But Bertha was the first for us here in Onslow County in quite a long time as far as a named hurricane coming in. And it was Fran that came in on August 22nd. Bertha hit July 12th. Fran hit August 22nd. We already had a lot of damage from Bertha, and Fran came in pretty powerful as a Category 3.
Right.
And I think Bertha was downgraded to a 2 at the time that it hit Topsail.
Mm-hmm. And quickly lost strength.
Of course, they do that as soon as they hit the land like that. But
Yep.
it was just an experience for most of us who grew up here that had never really actually been through a hurricane. because we had gone such a long period of time. And I hope that continues now.
Yeah.
Please.
Those that did not hit Wilmington area when I was down there would, most of them, and if they hit Wilmington, by the time they came inland and came this way, they were downgraded to, tropical storm conditions or whatever. But if it missed Wilmington, most of them would go towards the Cape Lookout area.
Right.
Or to the Outer Banks.
I told you wrong on the date. August 22nd is when it was formed and named. It was September 5th that it came through our area.
Fran.
That it hit land.
That
Yes,
was
Fran.
Fran down in the southern part of Hanover County along the beaches, it just destroyed homes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mess down there. It was just an absolute total mess.
It was.
Yeah, well, you haven't been to St. Lucia, have you?
I've never been out of the United States.
Yeah, I know you haven't ever left the U.S. of A.
I don't plan on going anywhere either.
Well, the State Department is warning U.S. travelers that violent crime on the tropical paradise of St. Lucia is increasing. Americans should be on alert. Travel in small groups, they say, when you're not in your resort. Don't display 30-carat diamonds or expensive watches, even fakes. It would be bad to get attacked if a thief wants your $5 fake Rolex. I read the story yesterday. Found an interesting paragraph. I read it twice. I will read it to you. I think there are two different ways to take this. You ready? You ready?
Yes.
Officials
Yes,
also advise travelers to carefully check their luggage for firearms or loose ammunition before departing for St. Lucia and to familiarize themselves with local laws and customs before arriving. How do you take that warning? Officials also advise travelers to carefully check their luggage for firearms or loose ammunition before departing for St. Lucia. Does that mean you want to check to make sure you got your gun and your bullets?
That kind of makes me afraid. What's the?
Are they encourage me to make sure I got my gun and some ammo before I go?
What's the level for? Have we got a
Yeah, theirs is up to a 2 right now.
a 2? What's the highest?
2. I don't know what it is. I've never been to St. Lucia. I've been to several islands in the
Right.
neighborhood. Look like it is on Bon Air, one
They're
of the
looking for
safer spots
gas
I've been
money.
to.
Yes.
Most of the crimes don't involve confrontations with victims. Leave your stuff out on the beach, leaving your doors open to your room while you're at the beach or whatever is an invitation to sneak thieves. And that's what they do. They don't want
It's like inviting
they
them
don't want to
in.
confront you. Now in St. Lucia, they are attacking people. If you leave electronic equipment, cameras, expensive shoes, and the like in plain view in your rental car, you're asking for trouble. Yes, you can lock your doors. That's okay. They'll break a window with a brick. You find up you've got to pay for that broken glass too, because the car rental places generally tell you do not lock my car, otherwise you're going to have to pay for the broken glass because the thieves will go in it. Don't take anything and leave it in your vehicle that you can't do without. Some places are more dangerous than others. In countries, the wildlife at night and out of the way places where the locals go, don't go there. Not the best plan.
We were talking just a couple of weeks ago about the Bahamas and
Yes.
renting jet skis and
Yes.
being out there in the water on a
Same
jet
thing.
ski.
They're doing the
They
same
were
thing.
getting attacked.
Same thing in St. Lucia. They're being
Robbed.
attacked.
Women were sexually assaulted.
Right.
See, I'm just happy stay home.
Don't if you're in a crowd. If you go there with a crowd, stay with the crowd. For
I'm not
ladies,
going on a cruise ship either.
don't ditch your friends when opportunities come along. Dangerous for you, rude to them.
Yes,
Stick
yes.
together. There is safety in numbers. Ever think about getting one of those police type of whistles? Yes.
I have one.
Check with boating stores or other facilities. You can buy them online. They're nice orange colored. Get a little lanyard, wear it inside your shirt. Just put it on and run it down your neck. If you need something, you feel potentially threatened, you pull that whistle out. And when you start blowing a whistle, people come looking to find out what's going on if you blow it in a panic method.
I have
Okay.
I have one that I wore on my uniform. used it for traffic.
Yeah, assuming you don't wear clothes with a neckline down to your belly button, those little noisy things can create great noises that bad people don't like. They do not want attention brought to the situation. There are predators, of course. Most of them come out after dark, but the sneak thieves are out around the clock looking for opportunities. Okay,
Yes, everywhere.
tomorrow we've got Dr. Rosemary
Yes.
Stein. I keep seeing more and more about parasites and other stuff.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's getting to be like, it's getting to be critical.
Ever since we brought it up last week, I've seen it now everywhere,
I saw
continuously.
a big story on YouTube somewhere
Yes.
yesterday, and it was like, I didn't know it was that widespread.
Yeah, they said like it's really advanced in numbers,
Yeah.
especially in North Carolina too.
So we're
I'd
going
like to know where it came from because they said sometimes fruit, vegetables, something like that. You just wash your stuff.
yes, do that.
Wash your stuff.
Wash your stuff.
If you see anything come crawling out of it, throw it away. Don't eat it. Don't. If I get some greens from the grocery store or something, and I take it home
okay.
and wash it, and what did you?
You're live on Local Real Talk. We'll be back tomorrow to continue this discussion with Dr. Rosemary Stein. She's
Yes.
a pediatrician, but she, kids get sick too.
That's right.
We'll be talking about it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Say goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, Gracie, and be safe.
Yeah, see ya.